Welcome everyone, this is Michael Venezia. I'm the head trader here at Tradeview Markets. It's a Thursday morning, the day after the Fed meeting, if you will. To nobody's surprise, there was no change in interest rates, but the only surprise or lingering question is when it's going to happen. But it's not going to happen anytime soon, as you can see how the market responded, if you will. So I'm going to go over what happened from 2 o'clock on yesterday. Some stocks were in play, what's going to happen today. Let them settle out a little bit from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Was a ton of action. I really don't endorse putting on trades before 10 o'clock, 10:15 anyway, so especially I would like for everybody to try to adopt to that rule. So let's go right to it. Okay, here we go. Here's the chart of the SPYs, if you will. Okay, we're in a range bound. Early this month we hit a high of 214, hit a low of 207. We're right in the middle of the range at 210. But if you look at the IWM, the Russell 2000, we're right at a year high. So with that being said let's go back to the SPYs. Here they were. Let's go to yesterday. Okay. They were doing nothing from 1 o'clock until 2 o'clock right before the decision. The decision came out, the SPYs were 209.93. They went right to 210.82. Pulled back to 210, 20 minutes later reclaimed the high and broke out and finished in the middle of the range with good price action. Once again, so let's look at 2 o'clock. Let's look at the gold stocks. One of the few days they're in play actually. They took off at 2 o'clock. Now I don't know if this was some sort of Fed play, a squeeze, or just some protection buying, but they did have good volume. AEM was up 2.5% on very good volume. Let's look at ABX, one of the best of breeds. Good volume there. GG, also good volume. We'll see if these things follow through. But yesterday we were playing stocks, the Chinese stocks were in play because Qhu had a 777 ADS buyout offer, and that took up the rest of the Chinese internets, which were weak the past couple of days. So you can consider if they were a squeeze. There's S-Fun. Here's Sina, up 3.5%. What else was there? We had Juno, was a biotech, a high flyer, if you will, from 67 right down to 51 yesterday. Had a huge range of 58 to 51 on, what was it, 8 million shares? Yeah, 7 million shares. So that's one we should look at. FedEx took down the transports yesterday, being down $5. Now listen, in terms of a market turning, if you will, we have to look at the leaders. This is a leader right here, AMBA. Stock went from 70 to 122. Let's see if I want to see this stock have a 6-day, $6 pullback on not material news, but market news. I want to see Apple down $3, $4, even though it's starting to round a little bit. Netflix last week went from 625 to 689, so naturally a pullback to 660 is warranted, and I'm not saying it's by any means going to roll over. So I want to see Netflix. I want to see strong stocks like this eventually break down. So we're going to be watching that. We're going to be watching, there are a lot of deals in there. Humana is interested, all these HMOs and healthcare stocks. There's Humana. There's Aetna's daily long-term chart. That's been a takeover candidate. You had NCR, which was a takeover rumor right there 2 days ago. You had Harley Davidson. Look at that news right there. Today it got upgraded. So I'm not going to give you any suggestions in terms of pivot points or entry points because the market is right near, the IWM at least, is right there with a lot of conflicting cross currents. Nobody really knows what to do. The 10-year bond is still active. The Shanghai Composite was down 3.5% overnight. Europe is very volatile, so we have to watch and see what the Asian markets are doing, how Europe closes, and how our stocks and futures are acting pre-market against those. So, you know, this is a time where your losers run way against you because there's less forgiveness. So I'm going to get more specific. Let's see how today plays out. We'll have a better idea tomorrow mornings. But, you know, until then, stick and move. Try to put some P&L on the board. Trade well. And tomorrow, let's do some homework tonight. We'll get together again tomorrow morning. Thank you, everybody, and trade well.